I'm Adrian Peterson of the Minnesota Vikings, and you're watching the best sports coverage on News OK.
When you lose, there's problems, and everybody loves to direct it however they may, but in the end, we haven't been far off, but we've been far enough off that we needed to be, like I've said in those games, a series or a play or two better. And the complexion's different, but we weren't. So we just kept, but we still felt there was a lot of upside to what we were doing, and some of it is starting to show. It just needs to continue to be worked and improved.
Is this maybe the best you felt when you see Ryan go out and perform like he did? You see DeMarco getting healthy. You see Landry kind of settling in more of a spread. You feel better?
Yeah, you're starting to settle in a little bit. Just with the injuries, it's been a lot to work through. It's just that's just how it is.
Coach, this kind of goes without saying, but it had to be tremendously gratifying. The first place we've ever had first and 45 before, and then when you overcame that had to be really a big deal in the game. Was that right?
Well, I still can't stand it. In the end, it's pretty rotten to put yourself in first and 45, and it's poor play, it's poor discipline. It's not good ball to have yourself in first and 45, and that's our fault. So with foolish penalties, but to overcome them like we did, we're pretty lucky. In the end, that's the bottom line. So hopefully we don't get in that situation again.
Landry, compare him against other freshman quarterbacks, or even a lot of the quarterbacks, his statistics are a lot better. He's named the co-defensive offensive player of the week. His improvement every week, it seems to be going in line with a lot of your quarterbacks in the past, isn't it?
It's exciting to see what he's been able to do. As you said, in 5 starts, he's been the player of the week twice in the Big 12 Conference. So he's doing an excellent job the other night, right around 300 yards and 4 TDs, no interceptions, and really none of them, he didn't put the ball in any risky situations. So he's doing a nice job, and with more and more time on the field and on the practice field and in games, he'll improve. And Coach Heupel reviewing the game with them the other night, there's some opportunities that we missed that he'll see, and hopefully as you move forward he'll just get better and better.
What are some examples, and you can be brief, because I know there's a lot of what you're talking about there, where he's doing some things the other night or against Kansas that maybe 2 weeks before, three weeks before he wasn't doing.
Well, I think just naturally, where we feel, where your read begins, where you're which side of the field you're working first, and getting the ball to the open guys, quicker and seeing them quicker, those kind of things, and. But he's been solid all the way through, really. So as much as anything, just some read progressions and where he should begin his reads, those kind of things, and getting the ball to guys at sometimes at a quicker time.
Sam had a year of starting under his belt before he was asked to run the no-huddle offense. Is that maybe something that's overlooked with Landry, is how much more difficult it is to play in this system as a redshirt? Well,
again, being that he has practiced it for 2 years now, in the spring and after time, that he should be comfortable in it. It's what we do. So and he's doing a nice job up there at the line, handling everything. Every now and then he'll mix something up, but not very often.
What's the biggest reason your receivers more than just Ryan the last couple of weeks of catching balls? Ryan a big game.
I think I'm hopeful that it'll progress even further in that they're just more comfortable, more confident. Just time on the field. It like people say, that the game seems to slow down. Once you're used to being out there, the first time you're out there as a player, sometimes you can't believe how fast everything's going, and then you look on tape and you realize, geez, I'm going as fast as everybody. And it takes a little while for some guys to calm down and realize that, and then everything slows down. Once you've seen it a few times, I think it all. And so I'm just hopeful it's experience and time on the field, that they're more comfortable and more confident now, and they're seeing that they're making plays that they're capable of making.
Are the receiver struggles in any way tied to the quarterback? back and forth. You went Sam Landry. Is that?
I don't feel
or
so.
They need to play well no matter who's.
I believe that. It's not like one guy throws the ball much differently than the other. And the bottom line, if you're a receiver and the ball hits you in a position that you can catch it, you need to catch it. And so I don't feel overall that that's much of an issue.
Does Bo bring a lot of pressure even though he has those front four guys like you do? And does that limit the times he has to blitz?
He picks and chooses when he wants to, but he does trust, and with good reason, his front four gets good pressure without blitzing. And so, but they'll pick their times when they want to pressure you as well.
What did you think of the way your defense played Saturday?
Well, I thought, for a good part of the game, they did a really good job. And then there's a couple drives that they weren't as good as you'd like to be. But to think we're going to shut everybody out every game, I don't think is very realistic. Kansas State did a nice job of working some drives. None of them were very fast. It isn't like we gave up quick, easy points outside of of course, the kickoff return. But the others, they were methodical and worked, and the defense, that's going to happen from time to time. But again, they didn't give up any quick strikes, and I don't know, one of them, it took about 7 minutes to get the ball in the end zone. And so again, but there were a lot of parts of it, especially early on, that were really good.
Why did Bach start instead of Clayton?
Well, we just Brent just felt with what they were doing, offensively that these guys, that Austin would fit well with what they were doing, and so Keenan's still doing an excellent job, and but just with all of the two-back stuff they were doing, we felt that was the best way to go.
Is that another way of saying that Box is better against a power running team?
No.
Is that incorrect?
It's just we just felt that was the best way to go.
Is the number of snaps they're having to play per game maybe starting to wear on them here in week 8, week 9?
Didn't look like it. They practiced yesterday, took every snap, running around, felt great.
Well, pulling linemen used to be used to be prevalent in football. Everybody did it a bunch. People don't do it much of it anymore. It doesn't seem like you do it a little. Why is that? What's changed that people don't do that much anymore?
It's people's what they feel their style of blocking. It's more zones and comboing people and instead of blocking back and pulling people. So everyone still has some of it, but just more and more of the zone blocking schemes where you're kind of all working together has just been more of a what people prefer more today's game.
Is the size of linemen part of that or not? I mean, when a guy's 260, it seems like easier to pull. Than
that always has a part of it. That could be, and as well as people sometimes will block back and pull if they feel the matchup, depending on who's on the other side, fits them better than trying to combo them. But I think it's more just people's preference and style of offense and what they prefer.
Bob, you mentioned this early, but if you could expound on it just a little bit. I think there's the perception that the defense has kind of carried you a little bit this year, but Saturday the offense had to save the day a little bit. Was that a confidence builder for them?
It should be, and I said that's what, kind of what I said after the game and said here today, that was the most pleasing part of the day was just seeing them respond. So it gives you a feeling that as you move forward that you're just overall a stronger team when they can do that. And I still have faith our defense will continue to play well and that they'll be able to respond in situations like that, because through a year, through a whole season, it's going to happen. And so it should give them more confidence going forward to be able to do that, when they have to.
Quentin Carter was the leading tackler in the game for you. He had an interception as well. And it seems like every game he's in the top 2 or 3. In your opinion, your estimation, is he playing at a high level?
He's playing very well.
Post-honors level?
He is. Quentin's had an excellent year, covering, and he had an interception opening play of the game against Kansas to start us off with great field position, and run support, tackling. He's been a very good player.